I will tell you this, there's nobody in either company except for Kurt Angle that could ever wrestle Bruiser Brody for an hour.
Bruiser Brody?
Yeah. You know, I wrestled him a lot, right?
Right.
For hours. Not only in St. Louis and Kansas City, but in Japan. There's nobody in the business that could handle that kid. The Bruiser was a lot, man. Good Lord. I'll go public in saying that. Wrestling Bruiser Brody was a lot, brother. Especially in Tokyo. Good Lord. And Hansen, too.
Right.
Nobody in this business, in either company except for Angle, could handle those guys. Holy crap.
What are your memories of Brody? Let's talk about Frank, because you had a lot of interaction with the guy.
My memories of him are phenomenal. I mean, I was in Puerto Rico when he got stabbed. But, you know, a lot of people don't understand the story.
Nobody even knows that, because that's never come out. Because I've done interviews with like Savio, and nobody's ever said that you were there.
I was there, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I was on the show.
Okay.
What happened, though, is that Jose Gonzalez, right?
Right.
Do you know the story?
Yeah, we know the whole story. We've done interviews with Carlos.
Do you know
Carlos
about a baby drowning?
No, I didn't know about that.
That's when nobody gets. See, that I'll give you the straight story. Carlos,
Victor?
Invader, right? No.
Jose Gonzalez.
Jose Gonzalez. And his wife had just bought a new home. Their 2-year-old baby, right? They were out in the front yard, working in the yard. The baby crawled out and drowned in the pool 2 days before the show. He's crazy already, right? Your little 2-year-old daughter died. You never heard that, right?
Never. Nobody's ever.
You got to come to Ric Flair, brother. I got all the answers, okay? And he went down to the arena, and then whatever happened between the two of them, not sure the conversation, but Invader came walking out of the locker room. Next thing I knew, Brody was dying. But I mean, I'm sure I would be off my rocker too if my 2-year-old daughter died.
Right.
And then Bruiser didn't want to do business, and you know, which is.
Is that what you heard? That was the. A lot of people have different theories on it. Some people say when they were for Vince and did TV back in the 80s, Brody took liberties with Jose, and there was always heat there.
No. The answer is to this. Nobody gets it. Brody and Hansen made all their money in Japan, and back then the magazines were very influential.
Gong and all that.
And all the magazines went right to Japan. And he just said, guys, I'm not going to do it. Invader just spent a month in the hospital. You know about that, right?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, Brody put him in the hospital. And over in Puerto Rico back then, Invader stayed in the hospital for a month to have the return match with 30,000 people to buy a moon. And I wasn't part of that deal, but what happened was I don't even know what they said in the locker room, but, the Puerto Rican guys are tough. They're not that big, but they're tough.
What are your memories, some of your matches with Bruiser over in Japan?
Oh, nightmare. I mean, it was phenomenal to work with, but those guys, they protected themselves. He and Stan, brother, the greatest match I ever saw in my life was Dick Slater and Tenryu against Hansen and Brody, because Dick Slater was a double tough man, brother. Make Dick wherever you are, I'll always tell him. And Tenryu and Slater, man, they didn't take anything off those guys. And Dick Slater can fight. Dick Slater's the second toughest guy around the business. Third, Haku, Harley Race, and Dick Slater.
I was going to ask you your opinion of who's the toughest guy, and a lot of people say Haku is the number one toughest guy.
Yeah, are you kidding me? He eats people. I've seen him bite a bartender's nose off.
I've heard that story.
I'm sorry, Haku. He got in so much trouble. In Japan one time, you never heard this story. This is the greatest story of all time.
Go for it.
So we're up in a bar on the second floor, right? And there's a black basketball team in town. I mean, our basketball team, but it was like 5 black guys and 1 white guy, whatever it was, right? It's not about black and white. We're just talking about what it was, right? So this guy comes up to Mike Hegstand. It was me, Mike, and Haku at the bar, right? And the guy goes, that wrestling's all phony, right? And Mike goes, I don't know, man. We do pretty good for ourselves. Leave us alone. Trying to get off, right? So Mike tells one of the young Japanese guys to go down and buy a Bic razor, right? You never heard this story?
Never heard.
See, Rob, I got so much to give you. You're gonna die. So Mike, this kid comes back with a Bic razor, right? Mike breaks it off, takes the blade out, right, of the razor, right? Walks over to the black guy and goes, he goes, wrestling's phony, huh? The guy goes, yeah, it's phony, man. And Mike took that blade and cut that guy in half, cut himself in half, and the fight was on. and Haku threw one of the guys out of the second story window. That's why he's not there anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
That is crazy.
He cut that kid, man. That poor kid. He's probably got 30 stitches. Mike goes, rest of his phony, huh? And took it in school. Boom.
Where did this happen? This happened in Japan, you said? Or
In Japan.
States?
Tokyo, yeah.
Wow.
That's why Haku's not allowed back.
That's crazy.
I got more stories you'll never know, brother. I've been for it all.